Hello my YouTube friend, this is Not Mechanic here, and today I'm working on my 1998 Dodge Grand Caravan. And what I'm going to be doing today, I am going to be diagnosing a power steering leak. Always, whenever you are searching for any type of leak, power steering leak, oil leak, you always want to check the highest point first. So we're going to start from the top where the power steering reservoir is at, and then we're going to work ourselves down. I already got the car jacked up. So let's find this leak on this 1998 Dodge Grand Caravan. The first thing I'm doing is I'm checking to see if I have any fluid coming from the power steering reservoir. And this is the reservoir here. And I checked inside. I have very minimal power steering fluid. So what I'm doing is I'm checking the hose. And I work myself all the way down to see if I see any power steering or any fluid of any kind, and it's dry up here. So like I don't see nothing here, we're gonna go under the car and inspect it a little more. Before I go all the way down, I wanted to show you this. You see the box right there? It is wet. And this side, it is dry. And remember, in this side right here, in the passenger side, is where the power steering reservoir is at. And it looks like our leak is coming from down there. And it looks pretty wet up there. So, let's go down there. So in this side right here, where my hand is at, this is where we saw under, where the box is wet. And you see this here, this is soaked and wet here. This is my rocking pinion here. This is one of the lines of the rocking pinion. And this side right here where the power steering reservoir is at is dry. So my problem is somewhere over here. I gotta find my highest point. And you see under there, is wet also. In there. All this is wet. Look at this. What a mess. Let me go under here, see what we got. Oh, the boot. This is the boot for the rocking pinion. Wait a minute. But it looks good. I gotta find my highest point. And the highest point is this line right here, these rusty lines. And as you can see right there, it's like a little, like it's gonna fall a drop from the line. This line right here, I believe it belongs to the top of the rocking pinion. Let me see, let's follow it, go through here. Let me move it here. Oh yes, this one right here. That's the line, the one I was just pointing to. That line right there, see it? And it goes on top of the rocking pinion, I believe. But I'm not sure that's it yet, so let's just keep looking in there. And if you look in top of that one, there's another line, but that line looks dry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill up the power steering reservoir, turn on the car, and see if my power steering leak is coming from that line there. First I'm gonna clean it up, and then we're gonna come back down and see what's going on. So I cleaned up the line. Now what I'm gonna do is I am going to put some power steering fluid in the reservoir and turn on the car and see if that's where our problem is at. Okay, that should be enough. Oh yeah. I found the guilty culprit. It is the line. See how it's leaking? Right there. See it? Yeah. There you go, right there. That is one of the lines that's on top of the rocking pinion. That's my power steering leak right there. Yeah. This power steering leak was easy to find. It's usually not that easy, but what made it easy was that the box that I had under there was wet only in one side, and in this side was not wet, and that's where the power steering fluid reservoir is at. So I only had one spot to look into. I looked around, but it was already obvious that it was in that side where the box was wet at, and all I did was looked up, and I looked for the highest point, and the highest point was that line right there. It goes in top of the rocking pinion, but I was not sure. That's the reason why I put the fluid and I turned on the car, and it was that line. That line looks like it has a little hole, and the power steering fluid is leaking, and I have to change probably this rocking pinion on this 1998 Dodge Grand Caravan. So once again, this is Now Mechanic. If you have any comments or questions, please post them down below or contact me on nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. That is nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. And remember, if Now Mechanic can do it, you can do it. Later.